All right, good morning, everybody. Hard to believe we're almost to the month of June, Wednesday, May 26th. Hard to believe that we're almost through the entire month of May, and it has really been a very quiet, severe weather season here in the Buckeye State. And we have seen some warmer than average temperatures. This month, we had a couple of upper 80s last week after a very, very cold start to the month of May. And if you go back to the beginning part of the month, we had temperatures for highs in the 40s and low 50s, lows in the upper 20s, low 30s. We did have to deal with a lot of frost and for some rural areas, we had to deal with a late season freeze the beginning part of the month. But once we hit mid-month, that's when temperatures really began to take a swing in the right direction. Our average high temperatures in Ohio for this time of the year are in the middle 70s, and we definitely well exceeded that in the last week and a half, as we've seen temperatures in some parts of the state, especially up near Toledo, approaching 90 degrees, if not a little warmer than that. So it definitely has felt a lot like summer, and it will feel a little bit like summer today, but after today, it's going to feel more like spring. In fact, as we approach the beginning of the holiday weekend, it's looking like temperatures might only stay in the 50s, to where it will feel more like early to mid-April instead of late May. So that's going to be a huge adjustment. But with the weather change does come the threat for some severe weather, and we do have a slight risk here in northeastern Ohio today for some damaging wind gusts around 60 to 70 miles an hour. Also, the chance for isolated large hail, potentially up to golf ball size, and a risk for an isolated tornado is there as well. I think, though, the biggest risk is going to be east of Interstate 71, as that's where the sunshine has been, and the more sunshine we get, the more unstable the atmosphere is going to become. Therefore, the more likely that we are to see some severe thunderstorms. And they're going to be scattered in nature. It's not going to be like a huge widespread event by any means, but it definitely could disrupt your Wednesday afternoon plans if you have them. So we're going to jump right in. There's currently a cold front moving through eastern Indiana, approaching northwestern Ohio. We already have some moderate to at times heavy rainfall, especially in the western part of the state, right along the I-75 corridor and parts of Hancock County, Van Wert County, Paulding, Putnam counties, getting some rain this morning, and also into Wyandotte, Crawford counties getting in on the rain as well, especially up into Lucas and Wood County, also getting in on the heavy rain. And this is going to be moving off to the east, and I think that later this afternoon, probably around 1 or 2 o'clock, is when I think this part of the state around Interstate 77 is going to get in on the rain and potentially severe weather. So again, make sure you have a plan in mind. Make sure, of course, you download any weather apps that will give you up-to-the-minute information for your exact location and give you warnings for your exact area. That is very, very useful, especially the closer we get into summer here in just a couple of weeks. So make sure you have that if you don't already. And and also make sure that if you are traveling potentially out towards Kansas and the parts of south or southeastern Nebraska, or you know of somebody that lives there, make sure you give them a heads up, because they are expecting a big outbreak of severe weather today, potentially up to softball-sized hail, which definitely is enough to damage your home, any window. So make sure you protect your vehicles if you are traveling out there or know of somebody out there. Also, destructive winds in excess potentially up to 100 miles an hour, and also the threat for very strong tornadoes, EF3 or higher. There's a pretty good likelihood for that. So make sure that everyone stays safe out there, and of course, make sure that you stay weather aware here in the Buckeye State as we head later into this afternoon.